Thank you very much, guys. Entertaining death segments as always. So here we are. The final map of the day. A much better playing path, as you say. That's pretty much straight down the middle. Just a little off-center. And we're going to get to see most people's actual drop paths. Just a little tricky for those going over to the west. I wonder if FaZe Clan are going to go Sosnovka like they have done in Phase 2 a couple of times with their adjustments, because it's quite a long way to mill to power. TSM have made adjustments. They're going up to Zaki. This is as they did in Phase 2 as well.
It will be a little bit too long towards Milton. You'll be okay if you're towards G2 with a flex drop onto farm. That's absolutely fine. And still go for the long one, pick up the vehicles and crack on. You spoke about Desperados going back to home territory. Well, there you go, boots on the ground already. miikaz needs to be extremely careful, make sure he gets a vehicle and gets out of dodge as quickly as humanly possible. Reciprocity, easy peasy. 7, out in the open around Gatka, that's clear for them should they want to take it. Same goes for CrowCrowd. Remember when we look back towards Windstrike, that was their usual home turf. NIP, good for them. N47, that's on the northern side of Georgia Paul. The 2 players up further towards TSM, so keep an eye for early engagements, early contact from those 2 rosters that are going to be stuck quite close together. Sosnovka, we've got 2 teams there. We've got Raise Your Edge, who've got a good foothold on the island, but FaZe are going for their usual location, which basically circles, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, there's the circle, job done. Now, because of where GamerLegion is, Lee, do we see Liquid this time have a quick transfer and a more difficult approach? Or, even bigger story, does FaZe Clan become aware that this is what Liquid like to do, and do they set up and prepare for the oncoming approach?
Well, if you look at the center point, obviously it is pretty much in the melee base, right? That's obviously where Raise Your Edge are. Now, FaZe tend to sit in and around the compounds, but with the circle being kind of dead center on there, they may go somewhere else, which case it may pull them away from where catching Team Liquid on the rotate. But we will see, as you mentioned, that's usually around about the 3-minute mark. They come blasting out of Pachinki and try and get past as quick as possible, with Na'Vi very much down in Ferry Pier and beyond these days. It's certainly free, unless Bjorn and Hamster, who can see near that road, catch them out. James is looking like he's off already. I can see Samty and Jempty in a car as well. So Team Liquid are indeed leaving early.
Different transition here. I appreciate this and I respect it. G2 are not sticking in farm. They're opting to go onto the island and get a good foothold early. You might see a potential 2-2 or even 3-1 split here, where you send some players off to Nova, go ahead, get looted up, and leave the rest at the crossroads to watch for teams that are coming across and gatekeep it, essentially.
I wonder if they send one to the tower up on the hill just to secure it, maybe just to...
It's possible. I mean,
as well, right?
radio is so strong.
Yeah.
You don't die early game, and you basically kill anybody who's below you if the circle's favourable. You can last till late game up there. But they are doing exactly that. They'll leave one at the crossroads, the rest over to Nova.
Feel sorry for TSM. This is probably like the 3rd or 4th time I've seen this happen as well. Their adjustment, obviously, because Milter was kind of not really doable, they go to Zaki. FaZe, on the other hand, go down Sosnovka. The circle goes down Sosnovka. TSM like, yeah, great, we got the longest rotate in the game. Brilliant. Love our luck. FaZe, meanwhile, they've won 2 games back-to-back. Team Liquid, by the way, as you can see, perfect timing coming over the bridge. Samty scouts left, the rest of the team goes right. They check the compounds. They are indeed free. If they go a little too far, yeah, FaZe will hear them coming. So ubah and I think it's Fuzz that's nearby.
Both. And that's bad. That's bad timing. James has run over Ibby on the transfer. The pull up to the new compound, or the newer compound, should I say? As you come off of that bridge, GamerLegion is directly behind them. So this is another quick transfer from a second team. Where did GamerLegion go? Because that is some very tight territory over there.
Reciprocity going pretty early as well. I mean, bearing in mind we're at 4:20
I'm okay
right
with
now, and Rekka almost at the bridge. Maybe based on the fact, because G2 have gone over early in the past as well, down towards that crossroads. So maybe their Rekka just great knowledge of that and the historical fact. But yeah, this is Team Liquid getting pulled up on here based on the fact they did just have to work on that knock. Now, I'm not sure GL are aware that TL are on the hill.
But, and you were speaking about being proactive and general knowledge, that's why Fex is already out, and that's why he's lurking and wandering hamsters there, because they know that this is the typical play. This is what usually happens.
Look at that, drawing the attention. I love it, the fake and bait. Here comes Ibby going over the hillside. He's going to catch Hamster.
Uh-oh.
What? Hamster's right there. Hamster's right there.
Oh, he's had ammo. Double AR, though. This could save him. Initial molly goes down, pushes him back for now. Maybe I'll get the reload on the way by. If not, just keep the AKM out if they want to challenge this. I would love to have seen that from his POV, just to figure out exactly how he didn't see Hamster, because it looked like he was almost staring at him and then turned away, but obviously it's always slightly different sometimes. Who faked that? Who shot at them?
Wasn't it Gemty that was out wide? I think it was Gemty that was out wide.
Oh, really quickly as well. Coming over the bridge, two teams side by side. Desperados have actually bail on this one and go up towards the lighthouse, because Na'Vi set off at the exact time they made their arrival. You can hear the beeps in the distance, like, not a problem, boys. We'll see you all later. CrowCrowd went for the western beach hub. Pick up the boats and crack on. They'll come in probably around the south, if not maybe hit the western side of Sosnovka up the cliffs, take the yellows, the free for now. For how long that will be, I do not know. The Knights, we can see on the map, you guys can't see it, but if you are watching the map at home, they're up to try and do the same.
Straight into GamerLegion. He saw the vehicle and is bailing. Oh no, they're all driving straight in there. But Fex is so worried about Team Liquid already being there as well. Na'Vi actually catched him in the back. GamerLegion, this is all falling apart from them.
Yeah, they bottled that there. They should have gone for the shots. He waited way too long. They've completely fumbled this into oblivion. And now Na'Vi can just go to town on them. They've ripped him apart. Unfortunately, they're down to 50%. Look at that dive. Hits the deck for now, and that's what we're seeing. A lot of drop shots. It seems to be common ground here for Na'Vi, but they're actually battling back. Yeah, they've got two down, but...
A Team Liquid going to push on that? I don't think so. I think they've already kind of faded away from the fight. Desperados are coming, though. Desperados now arrive on the hill. Calvin might be able to see them down low. They're going to see the smoke and everything that's down there. Gemty just lands a little shot and gets a little information for the rest of Team Liquid, but it's just like, don't go near that hill at the moment. It is a kill zone as everything goes wrong. And we're down to 60 players alive.
Down but not out. TomiL is actually, M47 have rocked up to the party as well, so another team engages here, and it's just a complete cluster over on that western bridge. NIP, the last team that will probably make a stance here, unfortunately. ENCE, pick your poison. Where do you want to go, boys? For easy for them, to be fair. They can just swim it across because no one's central on the beach hub. This will be a clean entry for them. If they want to do it, just ram raid the vehicles off the edge of the cliffs by the farmhouse yellows and ditch it in the water. TSM, it's an option for them as well. The Knights, I spoke about them and touched on them ever so slightly. They are in the water. They're over in the west in the sea. But DA have made landfall onto G2 in Novo, so we've got two teams down there. You were speaking earlier about the aerial tower. NELLOZ did take it, so it is under control from G2, but Rek is just below them. Raise Your Edge have moved further towards the eastern side of the military base, and they'll be keeping Rek at bay. For now, it's all on how does NIP, TSM, and ENCE make their entry point to Sosnovka, because everyone else has got a good foothold.
Yeah, and N47 looks like they're engaging on Desperados as well. Yeah, they're going to catch Ultrastar out there. Shifting a little peek, getting information, well aware that Raise Your Edge down low. And this is N47, the final member of N47, trying to cover off, and Calvin Klein just downs Evil, and there's no way anyone could get to him there. He may be able to get himself covered, but I don't think it's certainly not a safe res, let's put it that way.
The Des was talking about history and so on and so forth. I remember when we were casting
That's a shot from across the river.
At DreamHack.
Miraku just caught him on the hill. That's I think his Ultra just got down, or SIMSY did. Yeah, from Gaxi across the river.
TSM getting stomped by ENCE. I think for TSM, you've got to ram raid it off the edge here. Just cliff it and hope for the best. They either ditch it and fight ENCE, or you go for the jump. They'll scout the beachhead just to make sure it is actually clear before they do so, but honestly, I think the only way over there... Oh my god, the circle shifted towards them.
Yeah, that's a big shift. That is a really big shift.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to phase... This is phase 2. It could still go north, you know.
It would have to hard shift to the north, but yes.
Hard shift north and hard shift north again.
That's a horrendous circle.
It can, but I'd be very doubtful if it does, but it theoretically could happen. But Now the Knights have just arrived on their boat safely into Novo.
I wouldn't say too safely. DA is still here. The split, Sixmo's on his own, which is wild. Desperado's is gone. That's a little bit unfortunate. It's the second team to fall. ENCE is trying to transfer across. They believe it is going to move. TSM maybe get a kill or two. There's potential for... You know what's a really strong point here? If ENCE get across this beachhead, there are some little yellows on a very small cliff embankment, and it's a solo cliff embankment. That'll be central of the map, and that'll be a really good spot to play off the back of.
Raise Your Edge won from last phase, if I remember rightly. They mentioned, and actually similar situation to this. They were really late coming in, as Raise Your Edge tend to be.
It's the forest behind it, which gives it a lot of cover and allows you to move if you have to move out of there.
Come on, Rory, you can do it. He wanted to get a bit more ground on that, I think. That's going to be FaZe Clan. So FaZe Clan chose to go down the south side of Military Base and rotate that way, catching on reciprocity. They're actually engaging on the hillside, which is what you can see on your screens right now. Scoom getting finished off there, or certainly knocked down.
Do you want to know
just yet.
What's the most PUBG thing ever? FaZe Clan land on Sosnovka, Circle goes to Sosnovka, and now because of the hard shift, they're in the worst position bar Navi. They're in one of the worst positions ever. Like, that's just...
And the same way, it was them and Raise Your Edge, right? They were pretty much dead central. But yeah, it's been a bit of a hard shift. G2 and Digital Athletics, that's over on the crossroads, starting to engage, and the Knights will be coming up behind DA. So DA may well get sandwiched in the meantime as Raise Your Edge take a couple of shots towards reciprocity in the distance. TSM, they're on the swim, they're coming over. Actually, Gustav's chose to go back. So maybe just edging his look.
If TSM had been quicker about this, they'd have controlled those yellows on the beachhead. They've just been a little bit too slow. It now becomes that bit more difficult because N47 does have residency in the buildings that they will be approaching. There's no boats, so they'll be quiet, but they're very exposed. Literally running that beachhead is just so deadly. Speaking of deadly, here comes the low ball grenades. Not quite cooked as much as what I was hoping to be.
Knight's just waiting. The new man for Digital Athletics. Some big boots to fill as well. There's a bit of pressure on his shoulders, no doubt, doing that.
I was surprised they didn't go with their coach, because in Kickoff Cup, when their coach replaced Ira, he was fantastic.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, actually, they wouldn't have been able to go with the popular pick Mithrane because, I think he probably
been good for the viewership.
He probably makes more money not playing than he does.
A lot of water in play there.
DA and 7 trading blows. Buster will burn out Shiv.
So this is where the IGL comes into play, and this is where ENCE need to be really, really careful, and why Liquid have very been proactive here on the move. Because we're moving into Phase 4, you have the land ratio in play. So what will happen is the circle will try and fit itself in to as much land as possible. So you can kind of preempt where it's going to go and centralize.
Senor and Aduzi have just pulled up. Sorry, I don't want to pull across.
No,
they just pulled up. It was literally a fight between 7 and Rage Reg, and it's like, just roll on up there and let's get involved. Let's get literally between the two teams and see what we can do about it. Oh, that's a good exit nade. It's actually gone down low in the end. And Rage Reg are going to back away from this one. They don't want any of this.
Oh, sorry, break you off as well. TSM are about to get rolled up on it. NIP is directly behind them. I can see it on the map. Either NIP fights this or they go by. NIP have dived out. So we've got two battles on two different fronts here. On opposing sides, Rage Edge gatekeeping Navi. TSM gatekeeping NIP, keeping an eye on the kill feed. We'll do what we can to catch as many fights as humanly possible. Gaxi with the initial open onto Rory sees him. But there is a response again, and that's for another close combat fight. Jeems onto Page.
Oh,
basically over the road from one another.
Yeah, Page tried to make the break for M47, just give that little escape route down south, and unfortunately didn't work out for them. NIP hunting down TSM here.
And the reason that he's doing that is because he knows that he probably won't be in the next circle. It has to fit into the central side of Sosnovka, and that's where Liquid basically holds residency in.
Michael, going to put that SKS to work here. Caught a glimpse. Oh, finds the head of MBS.
Nice.
Spins around. Now he's got an actual really clean angle on everyone. They have to scurry for a new position because this little off angle could work out. Oh, until Miracle answers. He has been hitting the shots today. Well into double figures just for today alone.
Nice and clean. Gets the job done. Still got a lot of work to do. They're not inside the circle. Once they've finished off with this battle, they need to move on to their next problem, which will be N47. N47 has good coverage. They have the circle. They've still got to deal with Ira first. This grenade might at least push him more away from NIP so they can continue onwards and stay alive.
CrowCrowd about to breach the hill right over with Razor Edge. We're going to be hearing footsteps. One another getting nearby. That's what's happening. Picture there as they hunt Iro down. It's going to be CrowCrowd coming over the ridgeline. SKUIJKE down low, but they didn't count on mexey being up on high. Goldamenta just going to give the smoke off. SKUIJKE will get caught out. Headshot catches him. Michael not done yet for TSM. He manages to get NBS down. Meanwhile, SKUIJKE is dealt with. G2 are the gatekeepers. That is another circle shift. We expected it, though. Obviously, Phase 4 will pull away from the water, so it's really the only position he could go, which is why Team Liquid read it so well previously, and they've been gifted the reward of a crate as well because of that.
It landed right on top of the head, so one of the players picks that up. They did lose one earlier on, I believe, during one of the early engagements. So
was it the EB forehead?
Potentially.
It could have
been got shot in the forehead.
Big EB forehead, maybe. CrowCrowd and Razor Edge still going at it, and there's the shots in the back. Look at Na'Vi just coming in. Look at the minimap. You can see Na'Vi coming in force as a four-man walk death squad coming towards you. Razor Edge got no other choice but to push into CrowCrowd here. They're going to try and do what they can. By the way, Iro still being pursued. It's almost a one-on-one hunt between Gaxi and Iro because the rest of NIP have kind of left them to it.
The problem is with this circle now is that it essentially funnels these fights to one location. NIP could go directly forward and they'll get some kind of compounds to play with, but N47 is there, keeping them at bay. If they decide to run the slow side of the blue, unfortunately fall head over heels into the arms of RB. This is the lurking beast in the distance. All four members up, 6 kills already in the tank. I tell you what, there are many more in front of them. This could be a big game for Navi.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going. Timmy doing a great job here. One more shot will do it, and there goes Razor Edge. Timmy performing well for CrowCrowd at the moment. Iro still trying to work his way into the circle. Navi going to hunt down Timmy, the last man. Oh, but he's got a doozy down. Couldn't quite flush it. You think he's going to bleed out anyway. BeautflDeath will have the answer. No, they're going to get the revive on him.
Look at that. 3
smokes, cover him off, get all 4 man back on your feet. That's how important it is to move into these final phases with as many men as you can.
Committing so much utility to that res.
Oof.
Just puts him in a good stance. That's with a 24.
Whoa.
That's some bloody good range as well. That's a moving shot. Woo. All right, a bit calm down. Fair play. SIMSY picking up Mark 14 as well, so be able to do some damage. Up close and personal, it is possible to stick it onto automatic, which we have seen in the past, and a couple of players have, even in public, so switch it to a red dot and just go ham with that thing. The Knights have been quite quiet. Somehow have managed to make it ahead of both G2 and DA when they were actually behind both of those rosters. How they've flipped this, I do not know.
Fan finds himself the last man standing. Ironically, Iro still alive out on the beachhead. Of course, ENCE, who came in just ahead of TSM, got 4 on their feet unhindered at the moment. A couple of snakes out there, though. Vard solo, Iro solo, Buster solo, Udir solo. So quite a few teams hanging on by a thread. FaZe find it's time to try and make a move, start to get across the road, give themselves some vision. mxey just trying to cover off and check the hillside edges.
Reels, by the way, has DA dead to rights. He knows that both players are under the bridge and they're just stood there. He is waiting for them to make some kind of move. There should be an instant confirmation of both kills. Udir, finally dead. Rex done, 12th position for them. It was an early play across the bridge for them. Hasn't gone too well.
Tell you what, when you think of Na'Vi, when they came across the river and they went instantly into that fight with GamerLegion, GamerLegion should have pulled the trigger, but didn't. And now look at them. They're 9 kills to the good, 4 still alive, sweeping the hillsides.
So what was the idea behind that then? Maybe try and think, okay, he hasn't seen us, so maybe he was thinking they were going to go by and move on to a compound and not actually pull up.
Down to the compound, which would ordinarily, I guess, is probably what they think.
And by holding his trigger, essentially caused GamerLegion to die.
Yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. In a different day, it could have gone a completely different way. NELLOZ, G2, they got to make the move. Don't get him for now. It's fragile, but it's something.
Kind of a dive, kind of worked out for them. ENCE also doing a good job of taking the hill, but they've got to deal with the Knights, who are going to come in behind them. FaZe, you can see, they've got this tight hillside. Iroh found out, and it is now 10 kills and counting. That car is off.
Put the brakes on mxey.
mxey's like, God damn, I got to go get it again.
No. Put the brake on. I'm seeing Wanted just cycling a K98 there. Another man who can snipe. We've seen it in previous iterations of the league. The Knights have got a good amount of ground here, but they have to be careful. I was mentioning that Reels was keeping a track of the 2 members of DA. Well, he's let them get away with the life, and they are coming back now, and it might stab them in the back if they're not too careful. They can't get too fixated. I spoke about Wanted, and that sniper. There's the first victim, but it's instantly stolen by SIMSY.
Oh, he's got a Mark 14. That's the crate that dropped on their heads a while back. They've had this little compound that's been working out well for them. Rustanmar, Reels, and Drayden. Is he going to go for it? Little combo. Drayden's not going to be happy with that. His priest let him go. Down he goes. Reels will return fire. And Wanted will flush him out. So Rustanmar down. There's now ENCE. Oh no, they're completely in the open. Wanted lands a whopper.
What did we say about these two earlier on, Lee? They were left unchecked. Reels had a hold of them. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
They didn't clean them up because now they're just sweeping the backlines and causing them grief.
Yeah, as soon as they see them engaging the kill feed, Team Liquid going hungry, looking for it as well now. They've crossed the road to find some of these kills. Trying to sweep on through. Sixmo rejoining his teammates, and now the Knights are down to 2, and they've turned to they have to deal with this back engagement. The circle, oh, that's a big shift right on top of Na'Vi.
Interesting. To see a hard shift this late in the game, going slightly uphill as well. It's pulling further away from that roadside. And now gives Na'Vi a very good foothold and kind of pick where they want to go. There was a response from Yannis. BeautflDeath tries to lay fire onto G2 and cause them damage. G2 might... Oh, this is a difficult one. Braexco's gone early. I'm okay with that. But the problem is it's so exposed. And
as soon as he takes his shot, he exposes himself. Look at the Knights. They're right on top of him on the minimap. They're just hunting for the little grass snakes to find out where they are.
What's he going to do here? Gonna take a shot.
Oh, wow. This has really made the Knights pay the price, hasn't it? Just leaving. There's a couple of members of DA. Reels finds one. Now he's just going to find where Sixmo's hiding. Anyway, he has a very good idea because his teammate just got killed by him. G2 moving in. miikaz gets downed as Team Liquid take ENCE down to 1. But they do need to revive one of their teammates. And, of course, they need to deal with getting into this next circle.
Still quiet on the Western Front for now. The teams that have to make the move, N47. But to put it in picture, we've got a very disgusting setup coming out of Na'Vi. 2 on the back, 2 on the front. 47 cannot come out the houses without a fight. The Knights have been killed by the snakes in the grass. Sixmo comes back to haunt their dreams and turns it into a nightmare, unfortunately. Liquid, all 4 members up, excuse me. I thought there was only 3 of them.
Dead.
That's a banging nade.
That's nice work from CrowCrowd. Turns straight into ubah, has the full angle on them.
What?
Oh, some cracking shots landing straight there. Gets Aitzy down. He can just turn his attention down low to CrowCrowd. Sixmo meanwhile dealt with by TRYFFELI. And we also saw NIP getting sniffed out. And now they can see CrowCrowd. He's pushing up. Oh, Braexco gets the rest. And FaZe Clan just gets swept out by the deadly duo.
G2 just murdered, absolutely murdered FaZe. That's insane. What a hell of a job from CrowCrowd to be able to dink 2 of them. Braexco comes in on the sweep and cleanup, job done.
And you just thought we were coming into it with Na'Vi with 4, Team Liquid with 4, G2 with 4, FaZe with 4. We were set up for this epic quad battle. But no, G2 smashed that out the window. And this is the first time we're really seeing G2 with a bit of teeth today to turn up and get a bit of bite. Yannis has been kicking off, but that's really about all. T-Bone down by Jeems. That's going to be 5th place for N47. Team Liquid quietly going about their business from their compound.
That's a good circle. I like that. Puts G2 downwind of everything, but certainly no one with a real grasp on that one and full control. It looks like Gemty has a read that there is one player still lingering in the Harry Potter Tower, which would be Buster from 7. Comes down to maybe Liquid just chilling for now, clear out the one final player, take control, which I think they found Buster fine. Excuse me, not even the Harry Potter, it's the little shack. Shots are away, baited, and what? No! No, 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 not like this.
Oh, he tried to get the reload off. They kind of punched it, wanted to finish it, but oh no, oh no,
No,
oh
not
no.
like this, F.
Oh no! Oh, he gets the one outside, can't get the one inside. Jeems has to run up and give the cover fire because the second nade's gone in. Yannis lands another, and another blow rains down from G2. Na'Vi moving to try and finish it off. They're going to have the high ground. G2 have to be aware of that, but Team Liquid have just been completely undone, just like FaZe Clan were.
G2 have done it again.
PokeMoldo's on top of Jeems. He's going to come around. Jeems sees him first, but he can't get the killing blow. Hits the dirt. Instantly gives position for G2. They're going to move center circle.
Fake smoke in front of him. I like that. But it looks like a doozy. Don't want to have none of it. He'll go for the op to see if he keeps swinging it, which he does. Yannis picks up Gemty. That's the confirmation from earlier on. The grenades go down. Jeems hits the deck. 4 versus 4. No, excuse me. They lost one. So Na'Vi down a man. G2 have basically just ripped the heads clean off of 2 snakes in the form of FaZe and Liquid. Really proactive play coming out of Yannis as well to get down and potentially get involved. He puts himself at a disadvantage by disconnecting from the rest of his roster, but it pays dividends. He picks up 3 kills from that. 2 grenades back-to-back, essentially.
As you can see, it is a full ridgeline, King of the Hill style. Braexco just having a little peek over the top there. Pretty aggressive stuff. PokeMoldo feels he finds Yannis down low. 12 kills for Na'Vi. And, well, we've just seen G2. I think they've got about 7 because they wiped out all 4 members of FaZe Clan. I think 3 members of Team Liquid. Braexco looking to try and confirm. Some epic players coming out from G2. We obviously had questions to see how the lineup was going to work out. Yannis has absolutely been popping off today. Chris and Braexco finally waking up. They went down early, but look at this. Tiikzu with 7 kills to his name as well. The man that was one of the highest damage dealers in Phase 2 and Phase 1, in fact, actually. Now I mentioned it when he was with Red Diamonds.
Just super consistent play from all of them. Nice to finally see this G2 roster and what it's capable of. Good reads, good shots.
Where did the nade go? Oh, the spray from NELLOZ doesn't quite work out for him. Chris gets down. It's down to a 3-on-3. Na'Vi are going to try and push this. They're going to go aggressive. They want to find Braexco. They find him. They get him down. It's down to Yannis' flank play and NELLOZ, the new boys, to do what they can with the 2 big beasts down low. Yannis lands some cracking shots onto PokeMoldo, but has to get closer. NELLOZ holds 1, holds 2, gets the spray down. A massive play from NELLOZ. Now he delivers, and PokeMoldo finds himself all alone versus 2 new G2 members.
He'll go for the flush, make sure he claims the points. G2 also want to do the same as well. Clutch scenario here. If he wants to get 16 kills on the board, now's the time to do it. NELLOZ in front of him. Yannis, I actually think, are going to go for the res, get Chris back on his feet, and keep the numbers advantage. Aduzi bleeds out. He's gone. And now we're left on the solo clutch play. Isn't going to give it up to the blue. I respect it. Go for the kill, see what you can do. No nades in the bag.
He knows where he got the knock, and that's where he's trying to look towards. He's trying to think, are they going to stick the revive? Are they going for it? He's trying to see the angle. The problem is, it may be Chris he sees first. Well, that's almost a fake, if anything. He looks across, he sees it, but he can't get it. It's Chris, ironically, just back on his feet. Doesn't even bother going for the heels. And what a mighty play from G2 to end the day, taking down in their entirety FaZe Clan, Team Liquid, and Na'Vi. And not just Chris and Braexco, NELLOZ are combining up. NELLOZ and Yannis absolutely delivering.
sterling effort. Sterling effort to seal day number 1, game number 5. As you mentioned, talk about kind of setting a standard. 3 powerhouse teams back to back to back. 3 men standing in the final scenario. They take down the solo player. They get the win, the 10 points in the bag from the win, and then the points from the kill. He's a bloody good effort.
I will say for Na'Vi, they have been ultra consistent today. Other than FaZe obviously getting the 2 wins back to back, I think they've had at least 2 fourths and a second there. They may even have another top 5 out of that. So that's the consistency you want to see from a team. Na'Vi, obviously, if you think about how they were in Phase 2 when they first broke through as this new lineup, they were getting big wins, but they'd also have a couple of 16th places in there. If they can start doing this consistency, it's going to set things really well, because that was a one-on-one effectively almost at one point down to a win. You know, they had a 3-on-2 advantage until NELLOZ had a big play. But oh man, what a great game! What a great finish on Sosnovka.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, the night and day scenarios of that hard shift at the end to kind of throw it all into the win that everything had been built. Take from it what you will. We're 5 games of 96. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long way to go, but we are seeing the big 4 as we expected, and more importantly, G2 part of that big 4, because we didn't know with a 2-man change, which Udyr and Kane, absolutely big, brilliant players. We wasn't sure how it was going to work out. NELLOZ, they had a lot to prove. Yannis absolutely popping off earlier on today. 2 massive plays from the boys from G2.
No new names on the board yet for wins.
Yeah.
Nice to see Reggie Reg doing well after their big change. And same goes for G2. Knights, FaZe, consistency across the board. Same with Liquid. It seems to be kind of starting how it ended, to be honest.
Well, for G2, luckily, they don't need to defuse anything in this game, but they're on the couch with Parla.